Do you love stretch bracelets as much as I do? Today I'm making a black and white stretch bracelet. Hello, welcome, my name's Carol. As I said, I'm making a stretch bracelet today in black and white with some pearls and some gorgeous other beads. Recently I received a pack of beads from Softflex and I'm using the last of those, almost the last of them anyway, to make a stretch bracelet. So let's get started. I've already laid out my beads on my bead design board. I'm starting with a metal rondelle. I've got some large black beads, some grey beads, some pearls, these cool beads that kind of look like they've got a sun on them. And then I've got some more pearls and I've got these little donut beads as well. Okay, now normally when I make a stretch bracelet, I would use this, which is a 0.6mm clear elastic thread. But you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing if I do that. So I am going to use this hot pink one instead. So I'm going to start off by cutting my elastic. Now I need enough elastic to go twice the length of my wrist plus some, probably about 20 centimeters. The other thing I'm going to be using is a big eye needle. Here's my big eye needle and it makes it really easy to thread. What I need to do is take both my ends of my stretch elastic. So I'm folding it in half and I'm going to pre-stretch it. I'm going to give it a good tug. Whoops, not quite that good. The reason for this is so that it won't stretch once it's on my wrist. So, I mean, it will stretch, but it won't stretch out of shape. So I've got both my cut ends together, okay? And my loop at the other end here. Now I'm going to put a bead stopper on my loop end. And that's just to stop my beads falling off. If you haven't seen one of these before, it is like a spring. You just open it and pop it on. Now I'm going to thread both of my ends through my big eye needle. So they're going through the middle like that, both ends, and that's important. You do not want to put your needle in the loop at the other end. Basically what you're going to be doing is threading all 4 of your strands through the beads. Now once you've done that, you can start stringing. So popping on each bead. Now it will be a challenge with these little pearls because they have very small holes. So let's see if we can get my needle through just. So just pulling my beads down. So that's something to watch. Gemstones in particular can have really tiny holes and so can pearls. So you want to make sure that you can get them all on your thread over the 4 strands of thread. So I'm just going to thread on all these beads the way I laid them out. If you haven't watched the videos with the rest of the Softflex beads that I received, I will leave you a link in the description box below to those 2 videos that I already did. Now I have all my beads strung. Looks pretty, doesn't it? Now I'm going to tie the knot. Now this is where the fun comes in because you need to tie a knot that is sturdy enough that it is not going to break. And I have some tricks for you. So I'm going to remove my bead stopper first. And these beads aren't going anywhere, they're pretty tight on there. And I'm going to remove my needle. Now you'll notice that this elastic has shredded, which is why I don't normally use this. I wouldn't use this if I was going to be making this to wear. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So I'm taking my needle off, and the reason I could take my needle off was because I didn't put it in the loop. Now what I need to do is put my cut ends through my loop. So the easiest way to do this is to hold your loop over 2 fingers and thread through like that. And I want to make sure that I pull everything up nice and tight. So these beads are very, very small. They have very, very small holes. So I'm just moving them a few at a time, just so that everything moves up. But as you can see, I'm pulling it quite tight. As long as you don't break it, you're all good. And pulling again. Okay, so there's my bracelet. And now is a good time to make sure that it fits you. So just try it on. And it's a pretty good fit for me. If you wanted to make it longer, you could add more beads here. You could have added another of this run there and small pearls if you wanted to. So now that I have it nice and tight, here's what I'm going to do. It's the tying the knot. So I've split my two elastics. They are, the loop is between these two donuts here, and I'm going to tie a knot, just an overhand knot. And I want to make sure that it comes down between those two donut beads and pops in between them, just like that. Then I'm going to take my right hand end and I'm going to thread it through the center to the left. So right through the center of the bracelet. And I'm going to do the same with the left, bring it through to the right. And I want to make sure that when I pull it, they pop down between those two donut beads again, so pulling it out. Then I'm going to tie another knot. And just pull it up, making sure it goes down between those two beads. So you can't see it. Then I'm going to repeat left through from right and through to right and right through to left. And pull it tight again between those two beads. Tie a knot. And I'm going to repeat one more time. So through one side, through the other. And I'll show you in a minute why it's important to do this. And this time I'm going to tie a knot and then another knot, so one on top of the other. Now this knot, it doesn't come undone. I've never had one fail. So if I pull that apart, you can see that the knot kind of lies down along the thread. So that's why it's so secure. It kind of loops itself right around along the elastic. Now I'm going to just trim off my ends, nice and close. And there is my bracelet. All done. If you enjoyed this, it would be really wonderful if you would give me the thumbs up, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you want to make the earrings I'm wearing today, I will leave you a link in the description box below to my 5 beginner projects video, which I made these. Yes, these are a beginner project. And also, it would be wonderful if you would check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.